why are trade shows so important. If I'm a UK contract manufacturer, I'm sending somebody there.
But then you point out that actually it's not 10 grams, it's 1 gram.
We've got customers we've been dealing with for 10, 15 years, and I've maybe seen some of them.
And we move to, I'd say, the biggest show of the year. This week we're going to talk about the upcoming exhibitions that we've got coming up. So it's quite a busy period for us now. It appears that trade shows seem to all fall together. So we've sort of got 3 in 4 weeks, and then there is a little break, and then we hit September and we've got 3 in 5 weeks. So I think we're going to start in a couple of weeks' time. So we're now just at the end of March, and our first trade show will be in Poland, where we will co-exhibit with our sister company, ProTec Nutra, to display what we've already talked about. So our branded ingredients, Volagen, Phytodroitin and Airvit, for the Polish and Eastern European markets.
Yeah, as Josh mentioned, the weather's changed. We've moved into the Easter period and the start of a very busy period with trade shows and exhibitions. We start in a couple of weeks in Warsaw, as Josh mentioned, Poland Nutrafood, which we've been exhibiting at for the last 4 years, supporting our Polish colleagues and flying the flag for our branded products.
It's nice to meet people face to face, I think. I think that's a good thing about trade shows, is that you can meet your customers, go over everything, have a chat, make meetings, lots of opportunities to chat everything through in person, which I think is a bit of a lost art, actually, because a lot of it is over email, a lot of it's over Teams, but to actually meet people face to face and have a proper chat.
I love a
It's
chat
really
in
strong.
Polish.
Do you?
Absolutely love a chat in Polish.
Yeah.
Hate us.
No, they hate you because you don't speak the local language. So I think the question is, why are trade shows so important? Me personally, I don't visit many customers. I communicate with all of my customers via email or on the phone. I think sales and business was a door-knocking exercise many years ago, and it still is to a degree, but I think it's a different period. So why do we not visit customers throughout the year, but then we find a trade show so important that we need to, for that face-to-face conversation?
Yeah, I think it's new business. For me, it's talking things through face-to-face with new people and explaining the product in more detail. Because sometimes you can send out an email to someone and they'll read the first little headline and they won't read any further, whereas if you're face-to-face and you go through things with them in more detail. For instance, you could send people the price list on Volagen and they go, oh, that's more than bovine, but then you point out that actually it's not 10 grams, it's 1 gram. You go, oh, okay. Whereas over email, they might have just seen that and clicked away, but face-to-face, you get to finish your sentence.
Still tough getting your foot in the door with a new customer, but it's something you have to do. And as you mentioned, Josh, I think once you've done that or had that initial meeting, people are comfortable then not seeing you regularly. We've got customers we've been dealing with for 10, 15 years, and I've maybe seen some of them once or twice, but communicate with them on a monthly basis. Works.
I think everybody's busy. We're all busy ourselves. And actually, I've found that if I've got to drive for 3 hours to see somebody for 40 minutes, is that the best use of your time? And the same way for that customer, if they've got to see 20 suppliers in a week and each supplier is going to see them for an hour, is that a valuable use of their time? And what Natalie said is perfectly true, that actually in a conversation is very different and you can get across those points, but we've not got enough time. And that's why I think trade shows are perfect, not only for new people but for existing. I actually meet more existing clients at trade shows, and it's really good to, sometimes you just say hello, sometimes it's just a how you doing, but other times there is projects that you are working on or have been working on, and a lot of our business, and Poland's the perfect example, is international, and sometimes there is a miscommunication error on an email and a translation issue that doesn't perfectly read. So as Natalie said, if somebody sees that price and they go, no, I can buy bovine for 50% of the price, but actually that's not a direct cost in use, it's really good to understand that. So I think trade shows are great, and I really look forward to trade shows. I really look forward to seeing new people, new faces, and I think we've grown with trade shows. We'll be exhibiting at 5 or 6 this year, which I think will be our most ever. So we lead from Poland into, it's a new show, so it's the first time exhibiting at Making Nutraceuticals. It's co-hosted with Making Pharmaceuticals, and my understanding is Making Pharmaceuticals has been around for a few years. There was a Making Nutraceuticals a number of years ago, but the launch didn't go quite as they planned, so it's being relaunched. They've sold out the exhibitor space, and there isn't really a nutraceutical show or a dedicated nutraceutical show in the UK. There are a number of food shows where we might attend or some of our customers might attend, but if you're talking just nutraceuticals, there isn't anything before. So I think that's really exciting, and it's the first time that I think if I'm a UK contract manufacturer, I'm sending somebody there.
Yeah, it's definitely filling a bit of a gap. It's nice to have our faces there.
Absolutely.
Well, also, it's as you say, it's a local show. It's at the Rico Arena in Coventry, so it's very central for anybody wanting to travel. And we'd encourage people to come and see us. People that we haven't met, people that we have met, just come along and say hello. We're very approachable. You won't see us sitting down on our phones at the show. We'll be out front talking. Yeah, make a point, come along.
Definitely. Always nice to have a chat. And we're always here for a chat. I mean, to be fair, people can chat to us at any time, but at a trade show, we're definitely up for a chat.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the faces, and we all, as Gary said, we might have spoke to somebody for 10 years and met them once or twice, but there's people that I've never spoke to, and they might be an hour up the road, but with our busy lives. So yeah, I think it's a really exciting time. The nutraceutical market in the UK is growing. I think there's a lot of interest and a lot of various applications. So not only do we use trade shows to meet customers, we also want to see the trends. What other people are doing?
Yeah, it's so interesting for trends. Like the amount of times I go in and then come away going, oh, okay, well I didn't see that coming, and that's up and coming, and nice to keep your ear to the ground. To source things for customers as well. I mean, if there's something new and exciting, like nice for us to know about it and potentially get involved in some way. So
yes, trends and competition, isn't it? So naturally, business is a competitive space, so we'll always see competitors.
So if you've got a date free in your diary on Tuesday or Wednesday, the 21st, 22nd of April, then come along and see us.
Stand 903.
I think it's free to attend, which is a little unique. It used to be free to attend most international trade shows, but a lot of them now are starting to charge you for entries. Does that make the people who attend better, for want of a better word?
I don't know. I love a free to attend because I think it increases traffic, and also if you're not sure if you want to go to a trade show or not, because you're busy, you've got things going on. If you're free to attend, I think it increases footfall.
I completely agree.
But like you say, then it's the quality of the attendees. But we'll wait and see, won't we? I suppose
every conversation is an opportunity.
It is.
Yeah, and if you don't want to talk, some people got no interest in talking at all. Then just come along, pick up a leaflet. We've got plenty on the stand. If you want to go away, have a read, and then come back to us afterwards, then do so. Don't feel pressured into talking to us or asking about products.
No.
The information's there.
Yeah, I mean, we're not double glazing sales, and we're not going to pounce on you.
Well, you were.
Dark past.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to chat to us, we're here for a chat. If you don't want to chat to us, that's also fine. We have leaflets and mugs. We've got lots of things we can talk about. Lots of different options as well. I mean, in the UK trade shows are so different to the European trade shows, because UK trade shows, we can talk about our soft gel ranges, we can talk about our extracts, we can talk about our commodity ranges, which we don't sell in Europe. So it's more of a conversation, I think, or a larger conversation than the European shows, which are just our branded products. So
Yeah,
the
I
UK
couldn't agree
market,
more.
we get to have a bigger chat about what we can offer, which is exciting.
And it helps us plan and understand what people are looking for, what extracts we might want to look into, and that follows the trends. And then we move to, I'd say, the biggest show of the year, which is Vitafoods, Vitafoods Europe. I've been attending for 10 years, which I think in the industry is not a long time. I think it's been, Gary, you've been attending for much longer than 10.
Yeah, probably since 2006, so 20 years. Yeah, 20 years.
20 years of Vitafoods.
Most of those clearly in Geneva, where it stayed for a long time. Last year moved to sunny Barcelona, where it returns to this year, which is a much needed change of venue. It would be nice, it's been spoken about over the years that they ought to move it around different European cities on a maybe annual basis or a twice yearly basis, just to give people a chance to attend when it's close to them, close to their country. But still, Barcelona's a nice venue, easy to get to for everybody, and it's sunny, so you can make a weekend or a week out of it, if that's what you want to do.
It's definitely a nice city to go to. So, although Geneva was also lovely, so just in a very different way. But
Yeah, but I think that it was understood that the change needed to happen. Vitafoods, although it continued to grow, for one reason or not, Geneva was expensive, and that put off people. So I know of UK contract manufacturers who would only send one person to Geneva, because although you could get a flight for a few £100, the hotel was extortionate, and to have any dinner was a lot of money. So it wasn't viable for these smaller startup brands to send multiple people, or if not at all.
yeah, that's fair.
If you're a startup and you've got to spend £1,000 on a hotel for a couple of days, is it worth it? And I believe that Vitafoods is the best show, but your budget doesn't stretch, whereas Barcelona is much more affordable, I'd say, and therefore I think last year was really busy. I think it was well attended. I think the stats on the show it was well attended. There was more stands, and it's grown again this year.
Got a full team there from the UK, Poland, Germany. So we've got native languages for most attendees.
We do get people from all over the world. Like quite a few people from South America last year as well, which I was quite surprised by. But I suppose not. It is an absolutely massive show, and it's one of the best ones to go to for sure for that industry.
I think it's the most well attended globally. There are people, like you said, South America, Asia. It seems to be a central meeting point. We've been exhibiting now for, I think, 8 years. We started on a very small little pop-up poster that myself and Gary attended. We did that for a couple of years. And now we've got a decent stand. There'll be 10, 14 of us there in attendance this year. As Gary mentioned, from not just the UK, but our teams across Europe. And we know how important it is to attend. Not only is it a great place to meet existing customers and see trends, it's to see new business. And we talk about competitors, and if you're not attending, then that new startup business, whether that be from the UK or Germany or the Far East, they're going to go with your competitor. So it's key for us to display our branded ingredients, to show the trends of plant-sourced nutrition and continue to grow that further. So it's a show that we've attended for 8 years now and will continue to do so for years to come.
Yeah, we're located in the main thoroughfare, the walk-through between the halls, stand number UWA 90.
Well remembered.
Is that correct?
Oh, I don't know. We might have given somebody else's stand away now.
Popped into my head, but yeah, come and find us. Come and seek us out. Have a chat, have a coffee. Yeah, we're there for the duration, rotating our staff across the 3 days. So there'll always be one of us there to meet and greet you.
I mean, we'll be there all 3 days, won't we?
No, I'm only there for 2.
What? Part-timer?
Yeah, part-time hours these days. But you can request meetings through the app. So everything's digital now. I think it's quite good with Vitafoods being such a big trade show. And there are, I think, 4 halls and a walkway this year. But I quite like the feature on the app where you type in the company you're looking for and it shows you a little map of how to get there. So although we're in a digital world and everything is digital, we still think and we still believe that face-to-face is vital. But you might need a little bit of digital help to get there and to find us.
I think that's fair enough. I could get lost in a paper bag, like genuinely. I got lost again today on the way here. It's a nightmare. So yeah, any sort of kind of digital app that's going to point me in the right direction is much appreciated. Well done, Vitafoods.
You found a Starbucks, though.
Yeah, for one.
Well,
Didn't find it for the team.
Got a massive sign.
So what are the disadvantages of a trade show? What are the challenges? What would be the reason that might put people off?
I would say a language barrier. I think sometimes that happens a bit. But luckily for us, I mean, we don't have all of the languages, but we've got a few different native speakers. So we've obviously got the German team, the Polish team. So I think we can just about get by. But there are some people that will... that's why I think we have the leaflets and the brochures, and we have so many of them so that people can take things away, and if they need to kind of Google Translate it, they can. So that's the only thing with an international show, you get a lot of different languages. So for me, that would be the thing, the language barrier.
It can be a bit overwhelming as well, can't it? Because there's if you walk the show, I mean, it would genuinely take you a couple of days to walk the Vitafoods show. Yeah, it's massive. It's huge. And there's also... clearly, we have competitors there. We also have suppliers there. There's a big Chinese contingent and a couple of big manufacturers that we actually buy from.
It's nice to see them, though, especially if they bring us little things they've been working on, like some of the gummies and stuff. That's always nice to see.
It emphasises the fact that people buy from us. We provide a service. I mean, people could buy from our suppliers directly, based on quite large minimum order quantities, but we do that for them. We take out the hassle of importing from China, and with that comes lots of paperwork issues, legislation, etc.
I don't think people realise that when they get, say, a cost from China, it's shipping. I mean, we have people whose entire job it is to work out the shipping, the freight, transporting, port authorities, all that stuff. Like, that is a massive headache. I don't think people want to take that on board realistically, especially as like a one-man, two-man band. It's
Same
a lot.
thing with quality and regulations.
Oh, yeah.
Our quality team ensure that they're complying to EU regulations. There is an upcoming change potentially on some heavy metals, but our team will be on top of that. So although, and it's not necessarily cheaper to buy direct from source, because if you want to buy a pallet of capsules, that has a price to it, and then you've got to pay freight on it and things like that. But we're bringing in a container. So we're buying cheaper because we're making more, and our shipping is more. But I suppose that it does open a question of what is the shipping trends, Gary, because obviously we're aware of the ongoing war in the Middle East, and there was obviously COVID a few years ago and the impact that had. Have we seen any impact to date?
Clearly, prices and shipping routes potentially affected by what's going on at the moment. And we've seen increases in fuel. I think we're actually paying surcharges on some of the UK transport from port at the moment, which we're absorbing, but we'll just have to keep an eye on those and see what the future holds. Shipping costs, shipping space could be affected. There could be a few ships out of action, stuck in certain places. So, there'll definitely be an impact. There is an impact, but there will be more of an impact the longer the situation goes on. And I think everybody's clearly in the same boat, so it won't be affecting us solely.
No, it doesn't affect us more than others.
It's just, I guess we're in a good position. We hold stock, so we have a good stock holding. Purchased at prices that were bought maybe 3 months ago, whereas our forward purchasing will be more expensive. So I guess the answer there is, or the suggestion there is, make sure your stock's topped up.
Definitely.
Before prices increase more or further.
I think it's the good thing with having the team as well, though, is that having people whose job it is to work out all of the shipping, like, thank goodness we've a great team at the helm, but to get ahead of that and go, okay, well, that's happening. Okay, well, this is how long it's probably going to add on if they have to go a different route because of what's going on in the world. Okay, well, let's start factoring that in earlier rather than later. If you were a one-man band, how would you begin to navigate that? It would feel relentless.
It's keeping your customers informed, making sure they're aware up front that there may be some costs coming up. And I think we do that. We'll tell people if there's costs coming up and we've got stock at current prices that they need to take advantage of. One thing we certainly don't do is we don't put our prices up on existing stock based on prices of future stock. We'll buy at a price and we'll sell at a price, and pride ourselves on that.
Yeah, of course. Ethics all the way.
Yeah, it's just something we have to follow, and it's a challenge of buying internationally and selling internationally. We're not the only people, but will it affect people that attend these trade shows? Does conflicts affect? Because do actually plane tickets increase in price because fuel's increased in price and they've got to travel a different way? So those people coming from Australia and Asia, that obviously the Middle East is a huge transit hub with some of the biggest airlines in the world. So people having to divert these areas or cautious about diverting. So does that actually affect attendance of the shows when it comes to the major international shows? I mean, we're 5 weeks away, so time will tell.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. And the irony is the exhibitor organisers announced a Vitafoods Middle East show just 6 weeks ago, to be held in Dubai in September.
Yeah,
it's bad timing.
We booked a stand, but we'll see what happens with that one. I mean, it's an area we've been seeking to learn more about for a long time now. We don't know much about the Middle East market at all. I think a lot of business is done via Turkey, if I'm right. The channels in that area, but clearly there's an opportunity if we can get past this hurdle. And Vitafoods Middle East seemed like a perfect place to be. 6 weeks.
And it's crazy how quickly the world can change. But Vitafoods is something we follow quite strongly. And before we have Dubai, there is Vitafoods Asia, so that will be held in Bangkok. So this will be the 5th year. I think, that we've attended Vitafood Asia, and that's a really strong and upcoming market, not only for us but for nutrition. I think the difficult section with Asia is regulations. So in Europe, we're quite lucky that we follow one sort of fits all within a figure of speech. Across Asia, it's very different. But again, Vitafoods brings us that place that we can connect with local Asian partners, customers, contract manufacturers, and understand the different trends, plant-based nutrition, beauty from within. I think beauty from within is huge, certainly in Asia, and it's a trend we're seeing really nicely in recent times. So, yeah, it's exciting for us to exhibit there again. But again, it comes with that issue. While there's conflicts, there is question marks over transit times.
Yeah, we booked our flights to route through the Middle East, as most people have. So will that go ahead? Will we have to change?
Yeah, and if we didn't have this challenge, we'd have another challenge. That's the way the business world goes round. It's one challenge from another. Think we then just finished the year with 2 final trade shows. We'll be in Las Vegas, Supply Side West, so that's the biggest nutraceutical show in America. And then at the end of the year, it's food ingredients, health ingredients in Frankfurt. So again, trade show season's becoming a lump. We've got 3 in 5 weeks between April and May, and then there's a little break, and then the 4 that we've talked about are again September, October. So that's obviously a pattern, and I think that's because of people don't travel around Christmas, and then you get the busy start to the year, then you do your trade shows, and then it's summer. So summer holidays, Europe locks down, so there's a pause again there, and then we open up again in September. So yeah, I think trade shows are a key part of our business and our marketing, and something we want to do moving forward, and we'll continue to do so. And we looked at Brazil.
Another new Vitafoods entry.
Yeah, so watch this space. We might be in Brazil, only if there's football on, next year.
How can you go to Brazil and not watch a football game?
Correct.
So come and see us in Poland, Warsaw, Nutrafood on the 14th to the 16th of April, Hall 3, stand K6. Myself, Josh, and our Polish colleague Wojciech look forward to welcoming you.
Or if you're staying more locally, come and see us at Making Nutraceuticals at the Rico Arena in Coventry, the 21st to the 22nd of April, and it's stand 903, where you'll get to see all 3 of our lovely faces.
Or if you feel like meeting the entire team from across Europe, come to Barcelona, Vitafoods, 5th to the 7th of May. We're on stand UWA 90.
And we'll be discussing all of our plant source ingredients, our brands, new formulations, the trends, or if you just want to come and say hello, have a coffee, if you come at the right time, maybe a little beer, we look forward to seeing you there. And as always, don't forget to follow us.
Follow us on social media. Find us on LinkedIn. You can also find us on TikTok and Instagram at ProTec Nutra.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, to keep up to date with your Beyond the Bottle fix. And as always, any questions or anything, reach out on these platforms or email us at info@protecnutra.com. And see you next time.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Good to see you.